Hey there, it's Pastor Josh, and it is so hot outside. I wanted to shoot outdoors today, shoot this video outdoors, but it is so hot outside. I will give it to you. This is hotter than Missouri. So this is summer. That reminds me, next Sunday, July 26th at 4 p.m., we are having Summer Slam. It's been forever. I'll let you calculate it. It's been forever since we were all together in one place. So what better way than to come back together than to party? We'll have it at 4 p.m. at the Fitchett House. If you need directions for that, need the address, let me know. Just send me a DM and I'll get that to you. But it's at 4 p.m. July 26th. We'll all get together. It's on the river, so bring, if you want to get wet, bring something for water activities. We will provide dinner for you, s'mores, we're going to have games, music, there'll be a short lesson. We're just going to get together, see one another. I hope it's not this hot out next week, but it is summer. But I want you to think about winter, not just Virginia winter, which when we moved here in February, I was wearing shorts and a t-shirt. No, think about what you see on TV. Think about what I grew up in Missouri, and think about snow. Not just a little snow. We're talking a foot of snow, all right? One night I was working at juvenile detention. I was a corrections officer, and they said, hey, there's a blizzard moving in. And at the time I lived 30 minutes away, so I did not want to drive in blizzard conditions. So I chose to spend the night. Can you picture it? All right, I walk into G-Pod. It's empty. There are no kids in there. That means there are 7 cells that are empty. Yes, like jail cells with 3-inch mattresses. An all-in-one toilet and sink. But I wasn't going to drive home, so I slept in there. Now imagine if you were in the same position. Would you drive home in the blizzard? Or would you rather spend the night in a jail cell? Well, I chose jail cell. What would you choose? Now let's take it a step further. Say you don't have a choice. You don't have a choice in the matter. You are thrown into prison. All right, that is where Joseph has been. We've been covering the life of Joseph in this series, What to Do When You Don't Know What to Do. So he's in captivity again. Remember, he's already been thrown into this pit by his brothers, sold into slavery. He rises to prominence. Now he's back in captivity in prison. So I want you to pause this video and read Genesis chapter 40. So go ahead and do that now. Read Genesis chapter 40. The headline looks something like cupbearer and baker, something like that. But Genesis 40, read that, and then we'll talk some more. Can you imagine this roller coaster that Joseph's been on? He is abandoned by his family, sold by his family into slavery. He works his way up. He's trusted. And then for doing the right thing, for rejecting Potiphar's wife's advances, he gets thrown into prison. So he's in prison for 2 years. And this cupbearer and this baker are in there. They have dreams, and Joseph interprets those dreams. And so come to find out, you read it, that Joseph is recognized. And finally in his life there is good news. And I think there's something that we can learn from this. There's good news that we can learn from Joseph and his roller coaster life. And it's this, that God is creating a big picture for you. Yeah, believe it or not, he is working on a big picture for you. You might not see that picture, but God is painting that picture just for you. And we have to trust that God is working for our good. And that brings us to this huge truth that we learn from the life of Joseph. When you don't know what to do, trust that God is working for your good. When you don't know what to do, trust that God is working for your good. But how do you do that? You might be facing a difficult circumstance. How do you do that? When life is so painful, when you feel abandoned, lonely, fearful, anxious, how do you trust that God is working for your good? And I have 3 suggestions for you. 3 little exercises that you can do, these steps that you can take. And number 1 is this: exercise faith. All right, just like you exercise your muscles, you got to exercise your faith to make it stronger, but you don't feel like it. Just like sometimes you don't feel like exercising, go for a walk or lifting weights. But it's like, I just want to go to bed. I just want to stay here and do nothing, watch TV. You've got to exercise. Exercise your faith. So that means daily, hourly, maybe second by second, you're reminding yourself that God is good. So find something to tell yourself that, to exercise your faith. Say this over and over again: God, no matter what, you are good and you have everything under control. God, you're good. No matter what, you've got everything under control. So exercise your faith. The second thing is this: look for the good. Many times when we are in pain, we want to rush past it. We want to find the solution, get out of this. But I'm telling you, take time out. Pause, just stop, pause, and look at what God is doing. It's amazing how God can use those times of pain to grow you. So just look at your situation. Trust that God is good, and then look for the good. Because God is doing something amazing. It might be messy, but God is painting a bigger picture in your life. So exercise your faith, look for the good. And the third truth is seek encouragement. This is so important. When you lose sight of what is good, if you lose sight of that truth, you need someone else beside you to come along and help prop you up, to kind of do some physical therapy on your faith, which I guess would be spiritual therapy if you think about it. But lean into somebody else. Lean into them to encourage you. Ask them for a story or an account where things look really horrible, but God worked for good. So exercise your faith. Look for the good and seek encouragement. Whatever you're going through, I pray today that God would remind you that He loves you, that He is good. You can trust Him right now, even though you have no idea why you're going through what you're going through. Just remember this: when you don't know what to do, trust that God is working for your good. Such great truth from the life of Joseph. That's week 4 of our 5-part series. We'll finish this series up next Sunday at SummerSlam. We'll have a short lesson on this that kind of really fits in with what we've been going through since March, this whole coronavirus madness. So I hope that you can make it to SummerSlam. If you don't feel safe going, if your parents don't really want you to go, that's okay. There's grace. But if you can make it, next Sunday at 4, we're going to have SummerSlam. We'll encourage one another. It'd be so good to see everybody sing together, worship together, play in the water together, have games, have s'mores together. It's going to be a great time at SummerSlam next Sunday at 4. See you there. And until then, remember, God is good. He loves you, and He's working all things for your good. When you don't know what to do, trust that God is working for your good. Grace and peace. Out of here.